I did not know what to think about this show. Was it going to break my heart or live up to the hype? The One Piece remake is now on Netflix. Is it good? Let's talk about it. What's up, Netflix fans? Welcome back to the channel, talking all things streaming on the platform. Today, we're talking One Piece. Can't wait to do it. Let's get into it. Based on Japan's highest-selling manga series in history, this is a legendary high-seas adventure unlike any other. Our main character sets off from his small village on a perilous journey to find the legendary fabled treasure, One Piece, and become the king of the pirates. In order to win this prize, he has to gather together this fascinating crew and encounter some interesting villainous characters. But let's start with the rating. This is TV-14. Nothing we've really never seen before. Violence in there, obviously. Some language in there. Okay, who cares? If you've seen the anime, you're either really looking forward to this or you're scared to death. Are they going to ruin another anime series, bringing it into live action? Are they going to completely botch these characters? Now, asking me, someone who's only seen a handful of episodes of One Piece. My brother and I've seen a couple. He's seen way more than me, so I tried to get him to fill me in on some information. And before I give you the good news, if you want to support this channel by dropping a like down below, that tells me you want more Netflix reviews. And if you're interested in a podcast, you can go over to my Patreon page, check that out. Okay, the One Piece live-action series on Netflix is actually really freaking entertaining. It features massive set pieces, hilariously entertaining characters, and an emotional core that I didn't know I needed. I did not know what to expect from that. You know, you see this trailer and you're like, wow, it actually has a cool visual style. It could be a bit too chaotic. It could be a bit too overboard. That's a pirate pun.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
But is there heart? That's really all I'm looking for in a series like this. Does it care about what it's based off of? Does it care about the source material? Not only the animated show, but the original source material. And just from my limited knowledge, now again, I'm not a super hardcore fan. Maybe you'll disagree with me if you are. But just from the surface, I believe this captures that heart, soul, and spirit. And it really all starts with the creators of this show, obviously. But it starts with Eiichiro Oda, who plays Monkey D. Luffy. When it comes to representing the charisma that I expected from this character on screen, I don't know if you could have cast him any better. Everything you need from him, I mean, you see it in the first episode. He is such a determined character, sometimes to the point of his detriment. His ambitions are massive. But not only is this a character who has to achieve his goals, but he's also pushing for the team around him, the team that it takes a few episodes to build to reach their goals as well. And I love the fact that this show doesn't just focus on one character, on his character. Everyone involved either has a backstory, which we get to see a lot of throughout this show, or they have aspirations that are explored just as much as Luffy's, but obviously he's the main character. He needs the One Piece. He wants it. He wants to be king of the seas. That's important off the bat. We understand why he needs that, why he wants that, but also how he got his powers. If you've never seen One Piece before, I guess I won't spoil his powers, but the way they handle these stretchy powers, darn it, I spoiled it.
Shut up! Just shut up, you idiot!
Take notes, Marvel. This is how you do it. This is, and I did not know the visual effects would be this good. Even from seeing the trailers, I'm like, that looks good. Better than some other Netflix show. So how are they going to handle this throughout 8 episodes? And they do it. And they do it really well. Anytime we get an action scene or sequence with Luffy and he stretches back that arm and whips it at whoever he's trying to fight, it is great. It looks so good. Not only his character, but maybe my other favorite character. And there's an episode in here where Buggy the clown gets the spotlight. That's got to be one of the best episodes in the entire show. I think it's episode 2 or 3. Jeff Ward, entertaining in the best way. A great performance. And the way they handled that power set and the origins of those powers. And I didn't know anything about those origins. I'm learning. I mean, there's a world here that they're slowly building throughout season 1. And fans who are watching me talk about this right now, please let me know, where do we go from here? Does it get bigger and crazier? Because from what I've heard, it does. And I feel like one of the detriments to this show as a whole is that they're squeezing a lot into 8 episodes. I mean, they're longer. They're around an hour, 45, 55 minutes apiece. And so I feel like the flashback sequences that we get for these individual characters, specifically Nami, who has a great story. I loved what they did with her character, but there are times where they will take up 2 to 3 to 4 scenes, and I feel as if the anime had episodes upon episodes to flesh out those backstories. I don't know for sure, but it just kind of feels that way because I always felt like I wanted and needed more, but you only have so many episodes to do what you need to do in season 1. So I get why they had to do what they had to do, but it's just hard because it feels like you're trying to squeeze so much story into such a small amount of time. That being said, Nami's story and Zoro's story, both of them really cool. And speaking of that character, you get a reason why he fights, some emotional sequences there, and a shocking twist to that story that I did not see coming.
You didn't see that coming.
And that was great. But it's the team aspect of it all, coming together and learning each individual quirk about these characters. It continues to expand, and Luffy is always very aware of how to handle his teammates. I mean, to be honest with you, he's just a really good person. The energy is infectious, but also the happiness is infectious. And I feel like people could watch this who maybe don't know anything about One Piece and be like, that main character is annoying. It's exaggerated. It's a little over the top at times. But that's kind of what, at least from what I've seen from the anime, feels like while you're watching. And they take those exaggerations and they take that over-the-topness. Is that a word? Over-the-topness. And you feel it comes to life on screen in the live-action version, but it works. I mentioned the team. I think assembling the team is one of the most fun parts of this show. I believe that will make the rewatchability good, rewatchable. When's the last time I saw a Netflix show and I said, oh, that's rewatchable? It's been a while. I think this is going to be utterly rewatchable. Utterly is a weird word. How about the villainous side of things? I mentioned Buggy the clown, loved the guy, but Arlong, this threatening presence, every time he's on screen, I have this like, oh, okay, I don't know if I want to mess with that guy, but also the visual effects, the prosthetics, the look and feel to the character. It's visually imposing. It's threatening. He does exactly what he needs to do. Even the way he's talking to other villains, I'm like, I don't know if I were them, and they're threatening.
Stop it. Get some help.
Yeah, expanding beyond the villains, you have the minor villains that you just don't care about as much, and then you get a couple of flashback sequences there. I don't know if that was as important to the story, but talking about the prosthetics, man, visually, as a whole, this show looks great, and more so the production design, the set design, the ship, the first time we see that on screen, or even when it's being constructed, I'm like, okay, that looks really good. And there's a style, and there are a lot of people involved. You can tell they took their time. It's not just a lame, the stretchy arms. How's that going to work on Netflix? It looks so stupid. No, I thought it would, but it doesn't. Then again, I think the biggest question I pose to you all is, if you have seen One Piece and now you're watching this live-action show, how do the two compare? I would love to know that down below. If you haven't seen it, what were your expectations for this? Did you enjoy it on its own? If you're like me and you've seen a few episodes, what are your thoughts there? I feel like I'm walking the middle ground here. I wish I'd seen more, but there are like 700, 800, 900 episodes. 1,000? I think there's over 1,000 now. I can't. I want to, but I can't. But I want to. Before I give you my score, come back to this channel. Hit that subscribe button. I'm talking about the Threequalizer this weekend, and what else is coming out? Wheel of Time? That's it. This energetic and gleefully over-the-top series sticks to its roots and provides a ridiculously entertaining experience. Iñaki Godoy exudes charisma, and while there is a lot of story to tell, the style allows it to overcome certain obstacles. I did not think I would be sitting here telling you that I had a great time with this show, but alas, I did. Curious to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching. Do I have too many pop figures? Probably.